How you guys doing, fans? It's Greg Poley is here with the Sports Hit List alongside Charlie. How you doing?
Pretty good. How about you, Greg?
And Travis, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thanks for having
All
me.
right. And today we're going to discuss some NFL. Been a really crazy season so far in the first 5 weeks. And first, let's get into our Jets and Giants being that we're in New York. So, Charlie, we're going to go to you first. What do you think?
To start off, I would like to say I'm very impressed with my Jets. And I will say this because the rookies, Leonard Williams, even though he's not a rookie, right? You got Jamal Adams in the backfield, Marcus May in the backfield, and playing safety. They've been doing good, and they're getting a lot of reps now, so that's going to help them build towards the future. We all expected them to go 0-16. That's all I heard all summer long. I thought they were going to go 2-14, so they're already past my expectations. They're probably not going to get a top 5 pick now because they already have 3 wins. But I look at it as last year in the draft, the Texans got Deshaun Watson in the middle of the draft, and he's been balling out so far. There's no guaranteed number 1 pick this year.
That's true.
Sam Darnold, now I'm a USC fan. Sam Darnold hasn't played up to par so far. Josh Rosen hasn't been good either. Josh Allen has been the forgotten man. Baker Mayfield had a terrible game last week, and Oklahoma
It's
lost.
kind of like up and down.
Exactly. So there's no guaranteed guy. So I'd rather them maybe get a middle-of-the-road pick where they won't waste a number 1 choice and take a quarterback and then him ending up being a bust. Now for the Giants, no one saw this coming. I thought the Giants were going to win.
I'm sorry, Giant fans.
Right.
I know. I thought the Giants were going to win the NFC East. I thought they were going to go 12-4. But I think the problem lies with the general manager. He should have went out, fixed up that O-line. Instead, he went out and got another wide receiver in Brandon Marshall, something which I don't think was necessary for that team because they drafted Ingram. They had Shepard on the rise. They already had Odell. So maybe that's their fault because now they don't have a running game either. So
Well, they may have found something in Goldman, so you never know.
I somewhat disagree with you about the Giants, though. I don't think their main yes, the O-line is a problem, but I think their biggest problem is leadership.
yes.
Who in that locker room is a leader? Eli. I mean, listen, I love Eli. He gave us great memories. 2 rings.
Oh, you're a Giants fan.
I got love for him. My number 1 team is the Panthers, but
Okay,
I got
okay.
love for
Okay.
the Giants, seeing how it's the home team.
Okay.
But Eli, he's a mute. He doesn't talk. He goes
Right.
out there, he just plays ball. And then your superstar, he has the maturity of a 10-year-old. So,
Which I agree with.
Agreed.
so who in that locker room is the leader? Back in the day when they had them Super Bowl runs, we had Strahan, we had Tuck, we had linebackers, we had people who would step up and say, "Listen, it's not going to go down like this."
Okay, that's a fair point. Just to touch on both points, with the Jets, you're completely right about the defensive backfield. Really happy with how they played. Also, as far as the draft goes, that's good when you have trust in your general manager and your front office. I don't know if as a Jet fan, when it comes to the draft, if I'm there yet. They haven't shown outside of the safeties. When it comes to picking a quarterback, we picked a quarterback in the 2nd round who still doesn't dress.
Yeah.
That's terrible. So when it comes to assessing quarterbacks, unless we could bring in somebody who really knows what they're doing, it's a toss-up. As far as the Giants, all my Giant fans out there, you guys on my WhatsApp, you know who you are. I'm not going to mention your name. I'm not going to embarrass you. That we're talking Super Bowl before week 1. Yeah.
I mean, we all thought it, though.
No, I did not.
Who can legitimately sit here and say in week 5 you knew the Giants would
I
be
didn't
0-5?
know- I didn't think they'd
and
be
the
0-5.
Jets would be 3-2.
I wanted my Jets to be 0-5.
Right.
Personally, I wanted them to be 0-5 because you want a higher pick. Because we're not a playoff team at this point. It makes no sense sticking in the middle somewhere in the middle of the pack.
That's a good point.
But the Giants, though, they were never a legitimate Super Bowl contender in my eyes because of their offense. And look at who they beat. They won 11 games last year, right? But if you look at who those 11 wins were against, how many were against playoff teams?
They beat the number 1 team.
Who?
Twice. The Cowboys.
Okay, I'm sorry. Division games are a little different. Everybody in the division plays each other closely. But when you went outside the division to those other top teams, you got smoked.
Understandable, but
You
you got
didn't-
to
how many
understand
games
why
did you-
the head coach got that job. He got that job because of the year before, because they
Okay.
had one of the highest ranked offenses in the
And-
league, and therefore they assumed the offense would continue to get better.
As a head coach, your biggest job is to make adjustments. They still haven't scored. How many straight games did they go without scoring 20 points? When the Jets are outscoring you,
Up
that's a
until-
problem.
That's up until about 2 weeks ago.
That's
I'll
a
give you
problem.
that.
Like when Josh McCown, who is the quarterback of tanking, is outscoring you, that is a problem.
But I'll give you this: the Jets, Their thing, I think the reason they're winning is because they actually have pride in that locker room.
That
There are
is true.
players in there who will say no. They heard the press clippings. They're up there on the wall saying, "Oh, everybody thinks we're going to lose. We're going to go 0-16." No,
You're
we're
right.
not going to go out there and do that. The Giants, they need some of that. Somebody need to find them a heart.
That's accurate. So that's our Jets and Giants. So, but let's move on. Who do you guys think are some of the surprises in the NFL so far?
I mean, I wouldn't really call. Some would say the Chiefs are a surprise, but I wouldn't really call them a surprise. I would say week 1, yes, they shocked a lot of people. They went up there to New England, beat the defending champs on opening night. And they didn't just beat them,
They
they
smoked
put
them.
a beating on them.
I won't say that the Chiefs themselves are a surprise. I will say Kareem Hunt has been a surprise.
He came
Thank
out
you
of
for
nowhere.
my fantasy team. Oh my, thank
Right. He came out of nowhere. I mean, he's a 3rd-round pick. He wasn't even supposed to be the starter.
No, I know.
Spencer
Spencer
Ware
Hunt-
was supposed to be the
and he got
starter.
hurt.
You have a 3rd-round pick who is
The-
top 5 in every rushing category. So that was an impressive pick on
Yeah.
their hand. And then I got to give credit. I would say their best pick was still their number 1 pick, who hasn't even played yet.
Oh, Pat Mahomes.
Pat
Yes,
Mahomes,
because
I
you
can't
know
wait
why?
for Pat
Stud.
Mahomes.
Because you know why? Competition brings the best out
Exactly.
of him. And I think bringing him in lit a fire on the Alex Smith.
Especially in a contract year.
Exactly.
Yeah,
'Cause
I
he's
would
been-
agree with that.
He's been through that situation before in San Francisco with the Colin Kaepernick, and he knows if I'm going to find another, they know Patrick Mahomes is the future.
Oh,
and he
yeah.
knows if I'm going to find another job, I need to go out here and ball. And he's doing that.
100%. So as far as your surprises.
A surprise for me, I'm going to go out west and take the Los Angeles Rams. That offense is crazy, and it goes to show you what restocking an offensive line can do to an
Or
offense.
firing the head coach.
Yes. But they improved their offensive line
Yeah.
because they were already good on defense. They had Alec Ogletree, Aaron Donald, James Laurinaitis, and so on. They fixed that offensive line. Now Jared Goff looks way more comfortable in the pocket.
That is true.
And it also got their running game going with Todd Gurley. Now, if they could just get Sammy Watkins to stay healthy and put up points, Robert Woods looks like he finally turned his career around a little bit.
I don't know. Robert Woods is still kind of iffy. He'll give you a game here
Yeah.
or there, but he has too many duds. He needs to be more consistent.
And Cooper Kupp out of the slot is
Yeah,
phenomenal.
He's like little.
I
Cole
had him
Beasley.
on my fantasy team for the first couple weeks, but I need him to
Oh, definitely.
bring it
understand.
back up.
But
What-
that offense is playing at a high level, and it reminds me of the greatest show on turf days.
Whoa,
Wow.
that's going a
That's
little.
where it could
That's
go.
going
They're
a
young,
way
they're good,
too
they're
far.
athletic.
I need the
Way too
receivers.
far.
I mean, they're not Isaac Bruce and Torrey Holt.
Right, the
No,
greatest
no,
show
no.
on turf had 2 wide receivers.
You're
I
right,
mean,
you're right. But listen,
And then a
but
1,000 yard.
don't forget, they're still young. They're
You're
gonna
right.
they're gonna do a lot of growing, and there's a lot of room for improvement. I will say that, but I like the direction they're heading.
Even
they're
though they
heading in.
lost against Seattle, they still played them tough.
They
I
should have
will
beat
say
They
that.
were
Seattle.
a touchdown away from winning
They
that
should
game.
have beat Seattle. They almost had the game-winning touchdown late.
I think the biggest difference in how the usage of Todd Gurley is, whereas
Yeah.
they're running him outside, they're giving him screen pass, they allowed him to work in
Exactly.
space. Whereas Jeff Fisher was like, here, take the ball, run up the gut, run into the
Right.
back of your lineman.